Hey everyone, this is Sam from Cobra Illustrations, and this is 100 Days of Making Comics. Today is day 31. For those that do not know, this challenge was started by Kevin Cross. It's basically where you spend at least a half an hour every day working on your personal comic book project for 100 days straight. This is my first go around on 100 days. Alright, so what did I do today? Today is Artcaster's Day, so I'm going to be doing a comic strip in my sketchbook tonight. So you'll be able to see the speed process of that, like a quick one. If you want to see the longer one, you can watch the thing I post to YouTube. Today I went into work early. When I woke up this morning, I found out one of my good friends that I used to game with a while back when I played Unreal Tournament. He he had a prognosis that he posted the other day that wasn't really good. But from what my one friend was saying, it's worse than what I figured it was. So he's not really confident on things working out. So a lot of us that used to game together, we are all getting together and gonna go out and visit him at the end of the month. So I arranged a lot of that this morning while I was at work, while doing my job. So yeah, it was sad news to wake up to, but we're all going to go visit him. So that's a positive event, and he's super psyched about it. So yeah. While at work, I did do a building for SketchUp, so I was doing stuff while there. I think it's easier for me to do SketchUp at work because I'm already on the computer anyway. So all it takes is for me to move my mouse over to the screen on the left where the SketchUp's sitting to be able to do something and then go back to my job. So I may just do that while I'm at work and create buildings while I'm there. So I could just bring them back here and instantly, boom, have a whole city, So I probably did about 30 minutes to 45 minutes on that. I don't have any OBS recordings because it's my work computer, and I don't feel like trying to transfer that over to my phone every night. So you'll just have to take my word for it. I did my half an hour on the treadmill already today, so that's good. And nothing really much else to report. So I'm gonna show my treadmill footage that I took for tonight, and then I'll get into the comic strips in my sketchbook, and then I'll wrap it all up. So yeah, let's get to it. Get my half hour in. I am almost done. Got about 5 minutes left, and then I will be going. Tonight is Artcaster, so I'm gonna be doing some comic strips.
Alright, it was suggested to me by Gazbot that a voiceover on some of these instead of music would be a better idea because I know a lot of artists watch this while they work and like they use it as they work, so they like to listen to someone talk instead of listen to music. So I'm going to try that for this. I figure it's easiest to do it with these because there's a story attached to it, and I can tell you some of the backstory to this comic strip as we go. Alright, so the backstory to this is when I was growing up, I believe whenever this happened, I was probably around 9 or 10, somewhere around there. Me and my brother, who was 5 years older than me, we hung out with a neighborhood kid named Brian. Brian moved to where we lived from, like, the more ghetto part of town, I guess you could say. Um, about a year or two prior to this. So anyway, whenever he moved there, he always would tell us how much of a badass he was, and because of where he grew up, he was, such a badass, and had like the that kind of attitude towards us. And we were just we were good kids living in a good neighborhood and everything. So anyway, where we lived and hung out, and that there was a lot of woods and stuff, and on my mom, like the very end of the property where me and my brother grew up, there was a train track that ran through like town, and there was like a train bridge going across a busy roadway, and there was a walkway and a busy walkway underneath as well. So we go out wandering around in the woods, and eventually end up down to where this train bridge is, and we're about to walk across it, as we have done several times. The train bridge goes all the way across this busy walkway and then across the river. So it's a pretty long walk, and it's, as like a 10-year-old, that's super cool, like the movie Stand By Me where they're walking across the train bridge. So we're walking across it, and Brian, he goes, "Hey guys, watch this. I'm gonna be a total badass." So he stops, and we're like, "What's going on?" So we watch him, and he stops in the middle of the train bridge and steps up, and then he pulls his pants down, and he starts pissing off the side of the train bridge onto the walkway underneath. And we're like, what are you doing, dude? Like, it's broad daylight. He was like, "I want to piss on someone, ha ha ha." And we're like, "You're crazy, man." Um, so he's he's just going off the side of the train bridge and laughing and thinking it's hilarious. He didn't actually pee on anybody, thank God. I think it probably would have ended up a lot worse for him, but there was people walking underneath, and this one lady, she she stopped and seen what he was doing, and she started screaming at him, and he's laughing at her all the while. We're just sitting there like, "Oh man, we're gonna get caught and we're gonna get in trouble." And he's laughing and laughing, and she's like, "Who are you, you little shit?" And he's just laughing away like it's the most hilarious thing, and his pants are hanging down, and me and my brother are just sitting there like, I'm not really sure how you're okay with this, but whatever. And the lady was like, "I would stop laughing. You have a little dick." And his face went from like super happy and laughing and like king of the world to like the most insignificant little person that walked in the face of the earth, like in the matter of like that split instant that she said that. Um, and I remember that so clearly because me and my brother laughed for at least a good 5 minutes sitting on that train bridge at him, and he was like, "Come on, we're gonna go," and I was like, "Nah, there's no way, man. Like, you totally got trolled by that lady." And we never let him live that down. Every time anything was ever brought up, or anytime we could squeeze in a little egging at him for it, we would. Um, and he hated us for it. But hey, if you're willing to, pull your pants down and show the world what you got, and then they scream back, it isn't worth. It isn't worth anything. That's the price you pay. If you're willing to do that, you got to pay the price. So yeah, that's this story, and I figured I would tell it. I think we're getting close to the end of the comic strip of my sketchbook. Um, so yeah, that was this story in a nutshell. Uh, I have a lot of stories with my friend Brian um, that I grew up with, so I'm sure that we'll come across another one in this 100 days, as I probably will do a lot with him, just because he was very daring like that, and it's just that, he didn't care. He would do stuff like that just out of nowhere. I guess either to make us think he was super cool or super badass because he came from where he grew up originally was on the wrong side of the track. So
All right, penciled and inked the comic strip. It took me about an hour and a half because I took a break in between penciling and inking. Yeah, came out pretty good. I'll be posting this Sunday. Yeah, this Sunday I'll be posting this on my YouTube. Um, Thanks for checking it out, guys. If you haven't already, press like, and subscribe. And hopefully I see you guys tomorrow.